Serviced accommodation management. Is it a good business to be in? Should you be doing it? Maybe you're doing rent to rent and you could add this string to your bow. On this video, I'm going to share with you the facts. Simon here, serviced accommodation specialist and mentor, and over the past 5 years, I've built a seven-figure revenue business, property business as well, all right? Not mentoring, not selling courses. I'm talking about my actual property portfolio does 7 figures of revenue per year. And I set up this channel to help as many people as possible on their way. So if you're brand new to me, get comfy. You got over 200 videos of free value right here, okay? No pitching, no sales, no gaps, just absolute value. If that sounds good, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate you. Serviced accommodation management is a really interesting one, because technically, if you're sat there with no money for rent to rent, no money for BRRs, but you want to get into serviced accommodation, you could actually set up a management company to manage other people's properties, and it's completely no money down. Yeah, not completely, because you would need to set up the business and get compliant. You would need to maybe create an account with a channel manager and do these bits and bobs. But compared to a deal, it's really, really small investment, and it's really, really quick break-even point. So let me tell you how this works. Let's say you've got a landlord that's got an SA, they're tired of managing it, or maybe you've got a landlord that's doing buy-to-let and now needs to figure something else out because their mortgage is too high, or because they need more cash flow because of the increased cost of living. Not only can you offer to rent that property, but what you could also do is you could offer to just manage it. So you say, look, I've got an infrastructure. I've got great links and connections. I can SA your property. I will manage the property. I will manage the bookings, the online travel agents, the channel managers, the cleaners, the linen, the maintenance. I'll do it all for you. And I will charge you 15 to 20% of the monthly revenue, okay? And let's just call it net revenue after OTA fees for the moment. So let's say you generate £5,000 of net income from the property after the cleaning or after the OTA fees, then you could actually charge 15 to 20% of that. Well, that's £750 to £1,000. No investment. So you say to the owner, look, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to spend £5,000 on furniture, £2,000 on this, £2,000 on that, but then I will manage it, and I can forecast that you're going to be getting X instead of Y, and I will take that commission to manage it. Sounds good, right? It can be great. Now, I will keep it 100% with you as always. It's not something that I've been that fussed about, because the yield compared to the rent to rent is obviously less, all right? And the more people that you have to sort of like communicate with and look after and give statements and liaise with, the harder it can become as a business. But if you're sat there with no money, what a great opportunity for you to try and manage somebody else's SA. Now, the disclaimer is, you obviously need to know your stuff. Because if you're going to take a property from somebody and claim that you can manage it and that you've got clients and that you've got the infrastructure and you're brand new, it's not really fair for you to be testing things with their property, because they're only going to get paid what you generate. And if you don't generate enough, they're going to be at a loss, and that's not fair. So you need to get educated in what happens once you've got the property. So how do you set up the property? Because they're probably going to want your help. How do you photograph the property? What compliance do you need? How are you going to set up the online travel agents? How are you going to set up the channel managers, the systems, the linen, the cleaners? You've got to know all that stuff so that it's smooth for them. But great opportunity. So then the next question is, well, if I've already done 5 rent to SAs and I've got the systems and infrastructure, then it's not much more for me just to offer to manage a few other people's properties, right? Simple. So this can be a really, really good way of maximizing your cash flow whilst keeping the investment down. And it can be a great way of helping you achieve your cash flow figure so that you can sack your boss, you can come hang out with me as a property financially independent person. So if that's what you want, this can be a great way to fast track it. So why haven't I done it? Well, the thing is, there's a couple things you've got to watch out for. And disclaimer, I do manage other people's HMOs, but I don't manage other people's SAs at the time of recording this video. And that's for two main reasons. Reason one, I've got so many SAs in my area, I don't want to add more competition and oversaturate it. Reason two, I would rather my team and systems make my property listing sick, okay? And make the service amazing, rather than letting my standards slightly slip because I'm trying to do too much. And this is what will happen, I promise you. But it all depends on what your goals are, what your cash flow is, what you're trying to do. For me, I think it's far better to have 10 amazing units that are smashing it, that you've got great landlords that you're happy with, great clients that they're happy, easier life, and you're earning great income, than 20 where you start to let the standards slip. And I've been as high as 60 odd, and I now feel like at the moment the sweet spot for me is around 40, 45 rent to rents at any one time, okay, plus the properties that I own and a few of my friends' ones that I manage. So in terms of the serviced accommodation thing, I didn't really want to let my standards slip, okay? But if you're brand new and you've got 5 properties, you could jump to 10. But just be aware, you can generate a massive income from this, and it's consistent and it's very low risk, but you need to do a good job, so make sure that you're educated around that. So service accommodation management can be great, all right? If you're starting out, you've not got much money and you want to get educated and give it a go, go for it. If you want to fast track your ability to maybe replace your income, add it to your portfolio as long as you've got the systems in place. For me, I'm not currently doing it, but I won't discount it. I'm just greedy with my area, greedy with my rent to rents, and greedy with my returns at the moment. But I'll keep you posted. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.